So we're back on Visca Gaming, server I frequent. It's nice and quiet. So I'm going to be showing you how to do fading doors. Seems to be something there's not that many good tutorials on, so hopefully this will make things a bit simpler. Typically people use fading doors to block up entrances, so it's harder for people to break in, or they tend to use it for printers and storing printers and making sure they're safe. So I'm just going to very quickly show you how I use fading doors, and also to make sure you're following the rules. This is the best way to have them, really, or something along these lines. So let's start off by getting a couple of props we can use. Now these shop fronts seem to be the go-to item for fading doors, so let's just freeze them in place for a second. And we're going to do, just so we can see the side of these, we're going to give them a quick texture. So let's just give them brick. Now the reason these are the go-to objects for a fading door is because you can see through one side and it's completely blocked the other side. So let's go ahead and just put these very quickly in a position that makes sense. Just like that, and something like that. Just a very quick and easy setup. Okie dokie. So that should be more than enough just for the example I'm about to show you. So what we're going to do next is we're going to hold down the Q button, and we're going to go ahead and go straight over to fading doors here. Now when you click on fading doors, you're going to see some options appearing at the top here. Start faded simply means that it's already invisible until you put the keypad in. So it's not really that needed unless you're for very specific uses. Toggle effect, I don't bother with this. No effect, don't bother with that. It's not necessary. So these doors have already got the brick texture on them. So what we're going to do is we're going to select here. The fade is the keypad in which the button you want it linked to. So for example 1, hit that here, and then 1. On some servers you can press down the keypad button and it will automatically fade the door without needing a keypad. That can be abused, so most servers remove it now. But once you've faded the door and we've selected our numpad, then what we need to do is hold down the Q key again, go to keypad, and then importantly the access granted key needs to be the same as the one we just set the fading door to, so in this case numpad 1. Secondly, the access passcode at the top here is purely for giving to teammates or friends who you want to have access to your building, so they can put the code in and still have access. Secure mode, let's just have you see that real quick. If we take the secure mode off, what happens here is if we put this keypad down, you can see the code I'm putting in. Okay? Tick it, and you can't see it. No one can read the password. Okay, perfect. The other two options here, you always want these ticked, because in some servers, when they clear like things that might make it laggy, if they're not welded or freezed, you will lose all your keypads and or buttons. So tick all three, select the right numpad, put in a code you like, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shoot this keypad just on this part of the door here. Now with the code that we started here, if we type this in and hit the OK button, the door becomes faded. If we now open this one, this is what it would look like if someone was breaking in. They would see nothing at all, but we would see them perfectly. There has to be a keypad on each side of the fading door, so that if someone was breaking in, they could hack the keypad, or they could hack the door. Lockpick the door. That's the first sort of usage you're going to see for fading doors, and you can have 3 fading doors, or you can have 2 fading doors and 1 covering your printers, which I'm going to show you now. So you can clearly see where the fading door is here. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the Q key again. We're going to go back to fading doors. This time we're going to select, I don't know, numpad 4. We're going to shoot the top piece. Sometimes the gun does a little animation, sometimes it doesn't. Doesn't matter, you know you've hit it, because when you put down the keypad it'll work. So back onto the Q menu, keypad, change the access granted key to 4, and this time we're going to shoot this right in the middle. Actually, I don't like that placement. We should put the bottom this time. Now when we put our code in, the top bit disappears and people can then steal your printers. That's how these work. So you can have one of these and 2 fading doors, or just 3 fading doors altogether. That's pretty much it for fading doors. There's other things you can do with them. For example, I mean, let me just set something up very quickly. I'm just going to stop it here for a second. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, welcome back. So this is just a very quick mock-up of what I normally use them for in my base. So this could be next to this, or it could even be this grate here. But just for an example, you can see that I can see through here perfectly, same as these doors over here. They can't see me. So what I can do is, I can go to fading doors. Let's just hit number 9 this time. And we're going to make this one here in the middle of fading door. You see that time it did the animation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to button instead. And we're going to select the button as number 9 already. Luckily it already is. So let's go ahead and put that just there. Then if we were to get a gun out, for example, just for scenario's sake here, what we can do is, this server has a timer. You see the 4-second thing there, but what we can do is, without them seeing, I can also hold the gun at the same time. I can hold down the button, shoot, and I can let go of the button again. Now this is not breaking the rules, as long as you have to hold the button down, because you can only do one thing at once with your hand. If they're toggleable buttons, you can get told off on them, depending on certain servers. But it's a handy little thing that you can use them for, especially if, let's just say for example, very quickly, let's remove that for a second, and just put that right here with the keypad. And same again with this here. Because on this server you can crack a keypad without using your hands. Now you can use a special device. So what I could do is, I could go to fading doors, number 9, shoot this, and then with a button here as well, let's say they're cracking my keypad without the deployable thing, or they're picking my door, gone. So that is, well, three uses for the fading doors. I don't believe there's any more that I need to cover on that. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. In the next episode we'll cover keypad doors. Not my favourite, but we'll go through them. Thank you for watching.